Yo, what's good, man? What's good, y'all, man? Welcome. We back, man. You know what I'm saying? For a little bit of Giants conversation today. It's me, you know what it is, NYG22, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports. Hope my audio is good. Hope my visuals is good. But what's good, man? What's good, y'all, man? How y'all doing this morning? Um, we out here early on a Sunday morning, man. I know a lot of people was catching that basketball action last night. And it was pretty good, man. Nuggets went up 3-0. But today we here to talk about the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Put your basketball away for a minute, man. Let's get into a little Giants conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? What's on deck for the day, man? We want to talk about the Saquon Barkley situation. Definitely there's talks, that Saquon is asking for more than what the Giants are willing to give him. I mean, obviously, but I think too with this situation, the key is will they get something done by training camp? Because you don't want to play a holding out in training camp. It becomes a distraction to the team. It becomes it just becomes an overall, not good chemistry, was with the Giants are trying to build here with this new regime, man. But got nobody on the panel with me today, but I'm going to still rock on, hopefully somebody come through later on, man, and we could chop it up, man. But I'm going to chop it up with the chat for now, man. What's good, Michael, man? Michael says one. Yeah, we got a little bit of a late start. Trying to put some things together in the background, man. But what's good, Coach, man? What's good with you, man? Says peace and blessings. Thanks for all your support, man. And thank you, Coach, man. Definitely thank you for your support, man. You know what I'm saying? And we always love your insight, man. Love your support, man, to all Giants Nation, man, not just myself. No Mess, what's good, man? Says happy Sunday to all, man. What's good, man? How you doing, man? How everybody doing today, man? Get your coffee, get your orange juice, man. I got me a little camera issue. But I got me a little cup of coffee, little orange juice. So I'm chilling, man. What's good, Koof, man? What's good, man? I see you out there, man. What's good, man? Happy Sunday, everybody, man. But let's talk Giants, man. Let's get into the New York Giants a little bit, man. How y'all feeling about this team? Because a lot of people, there's a couple different thoughts here with the Giants. Some think that the Giants will kind of regress, kind of come back down to earth off of a good season last year. And then there's others, like myself, who, feel like this team is definitely going to take another step forward, man, in their development in year 2 of Brian Dable, year 2 of Joe Shane, year 2 of Wink Martindale, and year 2 of Kafka. Matt says orange juice, that's worse than pork. Damn, all right. That's how you feel. But I don't just drink any orange juice, so I'm not drinking Minute Maid or no shit like that. But all right, trying to get my camera right, but yeah, talk to me about the Giants, man. What y'all thinking, man? I predicted. Now, I'm Unpopular Opinion Sports. That's who I am. That's my tag. So, I might have some different takes than most, but so I definitely predicted that this team would be 12 and 4, 12 and 5. Shout out to Bro Lou, always going with the 11 and 6 mantra. But, I said 12 and 5. Coach, shout out to Coach Ed, says 13 and 4. That's respectfully, you know what I'm saying? But I went with the 12 and 5. And the question I got, and we're going to set it off like this. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Giants Conversation. It's your boy, NYG22, a.k.a. Unpopular Opinion Sports. Can this team win the NFC East? Talk to me. Can the New York Giants win the NFC East? Now, I know, but NYG, what about the Philadelphia Eagles? Okay, what about them? You know, teams don't go in the NFL. Teams don't go in year after year after year and just dominate. That just doesn't happen in the NFC, in the NFL. I mean, year after year, teams don't just come in there and dominate. You know, so if you're looking for the Philadelphia Eagles to go in and do what they did last year, go 13-4, like Coach got up on the screen. That was the Eagles' record. Go 13-4, like they did last year, and just pretty much run through, the NFC, on their way to the Super Bowl. I don't see that happening again. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't see it happening again, man. Coach says yes, they can. I believe they can too, but that's me being optimistic. I know a lot of fans in here, a lot of fans that follow me, a lot of fans in the Giants Nation, period, don't have the same type of optimism that I have. They don't have the same type of optimism as the Big Blue Crew. So that's why I want to talk to y'all about. Can this team, the New York Giants, win the NFC East? Now, let me get to a couple comments. Most things can happen for sure. There's a chance, and the last time an NFC East team repeated as a division was 20 years ago. Absolutely. No, and that's what I'm talking about. The teams don't repeat in this division. It's always one team does well this season, and then the next year they might be in last place, despite the fact of having expectations. You see, so just because there's expectations doesn't mean that it's going to become a reality. So basically, the way I'm looking at it is look for the Eagles to take a step back, look for the Giants and possibly even the Commanders to take a step forward. And Dallas, that's just a team you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what they're going to be. You don't know if the Cowboys going to come out and start off 10-2, or they could start off 2-10. We don't know. I want to see what this team does. I'm talking about the Cowboys. I'm talking about the Eagles and the Commanders with new offensive coordinators. Y'all ever think about that? They all got new offensive coordinators. We got the same people coming back from the coaching staff. Mike Kafka, Wink Martindale, Thomas McGahee, Brian Dable, our quarterback coach, Shea Tierney, Jerome Henderson, DB's coach. We just drafted the first round DB. We still got our secondary coach back there to coach him up in the same system. Continuity will win you games, especially close games against teams that could be or might be more talented than you, but they just don't have their shit together. You know what I'm saying? All right. What we got? Koof, man, what's good with you, man? Shout out, man. We got to beat our division, but I do believe the Giants can win this NFC East. Yes. Now let's talk about the matchups in this division, man. We're going to cook today, man. I want all the smoke, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm up. I had my coffee. I'm ready to go, man. I want all the smoke, man. We talking Giants, man. I know a lot of people be running their mouth about the Giants, man, but let's talk. Let's talk for real. Like my man Pat say, let's talk ball. Michael says, just started listening to Giants Spaces on Twitter. I'm amazed on how opposite the stations are. I caught you, Big Pat, Dash, chopping it up with great vibes on one side. The next day, I jumped in. Another space and it was doom and gloom and how DJ suck. I can't stand that side. Yeah, man, a lot of us can't stand that side, man. You know what I'm saying? But those people have a right to their opinion. Look, my name's Unpopular Opinion. I'm not going to knock nobody's opinion. But when you refuse to acknowledge some of the facts, and when you refuse to move off your position just because it's your position, despite the fact of evidence to support the other narrative, and you stay on that side, that's cool. That's ignorance, but we don't have to talk about that space. You here today on Unpopular Opinion Sports, rocking with NYG22, talking Giants conversations. Now, yes, it is doom and gloom with a lot of people, but it's also optimism in the Giants nation. I, for one, had a doom and gloom outlook on this team a few years ago, just because we were so bad and there was nothing changing. And you had Joe Judge and Jason Garrett running the team, But when they hired Dable and they brought Joe Shane in there, I knew it was going to be a different team, a different vibe, you know what I'm saying? And everybody had the question of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones went out there and answered them questions for me personally last year. We had not a very talented team, new coaching, and we were playing in the NFC East, which is now, again, the toughest division in football, back to where we was. And for the Giants, through all that, through all the injuries, new coaching, tough division, being down in a lot of games, having to come back. 5 game-winning drives, 5 fourth-quarter comebacks for Daniel Jones. So, people have a certain narrative on this team because of one player, as if football doesn't have a 53-man roster. How many players on the football team? How many players on the field at one time? 22, right? 11 on each side. So out of 22 players on the field that can be fielded on one time on offense and defense, you guys think the football game is going to be decided by one particular player. And because you don't like that player, the Giants can't win games. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense, man. And talk football with me. Talk X's and O's, because I'm about that too. You got a guy, and I had to get on a Daniel Jones convo, but this Giants conversation, I'm Unpopular Opinion Sports. Again, hit that like button. This is an open panel. If you want to talk football, the Giants have not had this much speed on the field in a very long time. And a quarterback who best trait, even coming out of college in his first few years in the NFL, was what? Throwing the deep ball. Throwing a deep pass. Huge plays, chunk yardage. That's what you're going to see this year. That's why they brought these speed guys in, because you can't keep up with Hyatt, Slayton, Campbell, Waller, Robinson, Shepard, Barkley. They all got speed. Now, we have our speed guys, which is Campbell, Slayton, and Hyatt. But then Waller has speed too. And Saquon Barkley is still Saquon Barkley. And don't sleep on Shep and Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot. They do have deceptive speed as well. More like quickness, but still can beat you if you play too close to the box. You know what I'm saying? So that is a different dynamic. And a lot of people on Twitter saying that Darren Waller is the X factor in this season. That's respectful, because when you have Darren Waller is what we should have gotten out of what's his name? My man, the tight end, Evan Ingram. Darren Waller is what we should have got from Evan Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys fans, keep trusting Mike McCarthy to call the plays if you want to. Yeah, man. Yeah, right, Mets, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, these Cowboy fans, man. I mean, they do it every year, man. I love it, man. Every year they're gonna get disappointed. It never fails, you know. So, but I don't think the Cowboys are a regular season team. So yeah, they might win a lot of regular season games, but we all know what they're gonna do in the playoffs. We all know who Dak Prescott is, who he really is. You know what I'm saying? And we all know Mike McCarthy ain't jack crap without Aaron Rodgers. So that's the truth, Cowboy fans. But Coach says there are fans who want to be doom and gloom because they are afraid of investing in themselves, mind, heart, and soul, and the thought of pain hurts, and they simply afraid of opening up. Right, Coach. Right, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be wrong. You know, they don't want their egos scratched. You know what I'm saying? So, what's good? Happy Sunday. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, Waddell Bell? That's my mom's, y'all. You see me in the picture, man. What's good, Mom? Glad you coming through the podcast, showing support, man. I appreciate you. Much love. No mess. And let's keep it a buck. If DJ looking like Hurts, he wouldn't receive as much criticism and wouldn't be missed as much. There seems to be an element of overcorrection. Yeah, let's keep it a buck. If DJ looked like Hurts, he wouldn't be receive as much criticism and wouldn't be dismissed as much. Look, Jalen Hurts, y'all, Jalen Hurts is a lot like kind of like Daniel Jones in a sense of Jalen Hurts, to me, is a product of what's around him. You know, Jalen Hurts is not going to go out and win you football games by himself. Jalen Hurts is not Pat Mahomes. He's not Joe Burrow. He's not on that talent level. What Jalen Hurts is a smart quarterback that can, you know, play mistake-free football. I think Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones was 1 and 2 in turnover percentage, you know, not turning the ball over, you know, and that right there is going to win you games in itself. So what you seeing from Jalen Hurts and from guys like Daniel Jones is the ability to play mistake-free football and not, you know, cost your team the game. You know, a lot of people say game manager. I don't want to use a game manager label on guys like Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones. What I want to use is, look, these are quarterbacks, like most quarterbacks, that if you get them weapons, they're going to perform and they're going to win you games. You know, the difference is Jalen Hurts had the weapons last year. Daniel Jones did not. So let's compare them. Let's do this, y'all. Eagle fans, Giants fans, let's compare. Since Daniel Jones got weapons now, I'll give you that. Darren Waller, Campbell, Hyatt. You know, let's see Saquon Barkley come back. Let's see the line get better. I think it will be. Now let's start comparing the teams. Even though Philly still got a better team on paper, let's start comparing them from now on. Since we saying Daniel Jones got his weapons and Jalen Hurts got his squad. So let's start comparing them from, see, you can't do that from last year. That ain't fair. You know, that ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he performed with the Jags, man. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Evan Ingram. You know, not a bad player, just wasn't a fit here, especially not for Jason Garrett's system. Now, if Evan Ingram would have got drafted this year and would have started his career in Brian Dable and Mike Kafka's system, maybe we would have seen a different Evan Ingram. I don't know. But good luck to Evan Ingram out there in Jacksonville. Jacksonville got a pretty good team, man. You know, shout out to the Jags, man. Looking pretty good over there in the AFC South. But Raphael, what's good, man? What's good, Raphael, man? How you doing, man? You know, shout out to Raphael. Shout out to his Raiders, man. You know, met some of the fans down there at the NFL draft, man. You know, cool fan base, man. Crazy, crazy fan base. Yeah, Hurts missed some games, but he only had 22 throwing TDs. It's not a mind-blowing stat. Right. But we always want to account for Lamar Jackson's rushing ability and Jalen Hurts' rushing ability, but Giants fans in particular, don't want to account for Daniel Jones's running ability. Now, let me see something here. Let me see. I want to share something with y'all. Appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate y'all keep commenting in the chat, man. If you guys have any questions for myself, put them in the chat. I'll highlight everybody's comment and try to get to everybody's questions if you have any questions, man. But we talking outlook on the 2022 New York Giants. Can this team win the NFC East? I said 12-5. I think that'll get it done for a division title. But what do y'all think? Can they win the NFC East? The other topics we talking. Saquon Barkley. Do we think Saquon Barkley's deal would get done by training camp? That's a huge date. You don't want, your running back, your star player holding out for training camp. We got to get Saquon in here. We got to get him in the team. You know what I'm saying? So he can mess with the new players on the team, man. And let's get this let's get this joint started properly. You know what I'm saying? But if Saquon is not with the Giants at the start of training camp, I'm telling y'all that is going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a problem, man, because it's going to mess up the chemistry and the continuity, man. And I just talked about how I think the Giants are going to get off to a fast start. If Saquon is not available for the beginning of the season, then I might have to fall back on that a little bit, man, because that is pending on the availability of the main players of this team, and Saquon Barkley is definitely that for sure. And I want to talk about the Giants defense. We talk a lot about Saquon, talk a lot about Daniel Jones, man. What about this defense? What do y'all think this defense can be coming into this season here? I have an unpopular opinion on that, but we also getting into that as well, man. So, like I said, y'all pull up a chair, y'all come chop it up with me, man. Everyone keeps talking about a tough schedule. Some of these tough teams ain't going to be tough this upcoming season. I don't care what anyone says. We should beat the Bills and the Cowboys twice. I could see us beating the Bills. I could see us beating the Cowboys twice. The linebacker group and depth should concern us. Okay, I agree. Let's talk about that. Now, who are the Giants' starting linebackers? Now, we're gonna break it down like this, because in a 3-4 base system, basically your edge rushers are your linebackers, your outside linebackers. That would be Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari. So if we kind of put them into the mix, I'll do that. We'll exclude the defensive line, because I think the defensive line is going to be awesome. They're probably going to be one of, if not the best unit in football this year. Let's talk about the linebackers, since No Mess brought it up. Linebacker group and depth should concern us. So you got Bobby O. Well, let's start with the edge. You got Azeez. You got Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't think anybody should be concerned about either of those two players if they're on the field. If. The big if, obviously, is Azeez Ojulari. When healthy, he is a monster. I think he had like 7 sacks in 7 games or some crazy stat, man. Y'all know me. I'm not a crazy stat guy. But whoever could put the stats up in the chat, feel free. But I do know he had about as many sacks in as many games as he played. So, and he didn't play many games. So that should tell you the impact of Azeez Ojulari. I actually made a video about Azeez Ojulari on this very show last season. If you guys remember, those have been following me for a while. Those the part of the Big Blue crew. I know Coach and Jeffrey remembers. I said Azeez Ojulari that we needed him coming down the stretch, man, to make the playoffs, and it ended up we did. Now it didn't perform. Nobody performed well in that Philadelphia game. We're not going to hold the Cats for that too much. But look, if Azeez is healthy and Kayvon Thibodeau is healthy, we're good money there. The problem is Azeez, in my opinion. Behind those guys, you have Jahad Ward, who's kind of a hybrid. He's going to play on the line, and he's also going to play, outside linebacker. O'Shane Ximines, who they bought back on a 1-year deal. I know people hate O'Shane Ximines, but he's okay as a backup. He had a couple sacks last year, played decent. Y'all remember towards the beginning of the season, the end of the season, he kind of fizzled off, whatever. Behind them, you got Tamon Fox, who was an undrafted rookie last year, played respectable in limited snaps. And Ellerson Smith. Who is Ellerson Smith? I'm still trying to figure out who he is, what he looks like, if he's really on the team or if he's like a Bigfoot mythological creature or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he seen this dude play, man. He's been on this squad for like 3 seasons. Who is Ellerson Smith, y'all? Who is he? Giants fans. Who the fuck is Ellerson Smith? We can't count on him. But no Mets. To answer your question, it is a concern. But here's the deal. There's a lot of offseason left, bro. There's a lot of offseason left. You still got some decent players out on the street. How would y'all feel about JPP coming back? I think what's my other man's name that's out there? Leonard Floyd, I think is still out there. It's a couple other cats out there. They're a little bit older veterans, but that's who you want because we got a bunch of young guys on this team. We got Kayvon, Azeez, they're young. Tamon Fox, we talked about him. Whoever Ellerson Smith is, we talked about him. You know what I'm saying? So bring in a veteran towards Justin Houston. Thank you, Koof, man. Thank you, Coach. Justin Houston. That's the veteran I was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And Justin Houston played, I believe, with Wink Martindale in Baltimore. So you could still get an edge guy like that. That's a veteran. That's just looking, to get a little 1-year deal. You know what I'm saying? Get a little change in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But these guys still looking to work, man. So definitely, man. That's what I'm talking about. We get to some comments. Azeez ain't dependable yet. He's not, and I'm concerned, like you are, about Azeez Ojulari. Yeah, I'm very concerned. I think this year is the warm-up to a hot 2024 season, finalizing the final pieces, getting a 3-down, number 1 receiver, another guard, and on the defense, another edge and a linebacker. Yeah, those are arguably, Michael, our weaker areas right now. But yeah, this team is still building up. Look, I'm not saying the Giants gonna win the Super Bowl this year. They could, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like Michael's saying, the progression. Last year we made the playoffs. Let's go win the division this year, y'all. Let's not settle for mediocrity. We the Giants. Come on, show some passion. Let's not settle for mediocrity. Let's go out and win this damn division. We can do this. We can do this. Philly ain't no juggernaut. Kansas City showed you that in the Super Bowl. They not a juggernaut. We can do this, man. Ward faded second half of the season. Yeah, Jahad Ward is a veteran leader, but he's not going to give you much in the pass rush department, but he is going to do his job as a run stopper, as an edge setter. So I ain't mad at Jahad Ward. I just don't want to see Jahad Ward playing a whole bunch of snaps because we got injuries. You know, that's the concern, man. So I'm with y'all on that. Yeah, Fox. I think Fox has potential. So let's see him develop, man. He could. Tamon. Let me get back to Tamon Fox. Tamon Fox could actually be that edge that we're looking for to complement Aziz and Kayvon. You know what I'm saying? Look, he was an undrafted free agent last year. He still played very well. You know, so let him develop, man. A lot of these guys, they need time to develop, man. Look, man, if you just coming out of college and you getting thrown into the NFL, man, with grown men that been doing this for some years now and they've went through the training programs and the off seasons and all that and know what they're doing. It's just like you, when you first come in there and you start working a job, you don't really know what you're doing. You still trying to work yourself out, work yourself in, and fill out what you're doing, you know. But the guys that been there, they like, hey, yo, watch out. Let me do this. Let me show you how to do this. You know, and that's what guys like Tamon Fox and to a degree, Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau, we saying we don't got no edge rushers. I mean, you know, people concerned about the edge. What if Kayvon Thibodeau just come out there and just go bananas? That's going to free up Aziz or whoever's playing on that other side. And if they halfway decent, we're going to get a lot of sacks this season. You know? So, Ellison Smith contributed well to special teams last year. He had 1 or 2 defensive plays last year. Yeah. I'll take your word for it. But, of course, I'm joking. I know who Ellison Smith is, but the thing is, he don't play, man. He don't play, man. We can't count on Ellison, but if he's healthy and available, I expect to make a positive splash on this team. I like his potential, Mets, but I don't expect him to be available or healthy or make an impact. I just don't see it. Not in 3 years. He hasn't done anything. Justin Houston, yeah, we talked about him. That would be a good pickup. I agree. Tudo, what's good, Tudo, man? Salute, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. You know, we chopping it up today, man. It's Giants conversation, man. So let's talk Giants, man. If Shep and Robinson on the PUP list, which wide receiver are most likely going to make the roster? It's going to be Jamison Crowder. I think is going to take the place of Shep and Wan'Dale Robinson as a slot receiver. So if you put Shep and Robinson on PUP, that opens up 2 roster spots, right? So let's go through this. Hyatt, Slayton, Campbell, Hodges, Crowder, said Campbell, Slayton, Hyatt, Crowder. Who am I missing? This Jeff Smith. He could make the roster. Wan'Dale and Shep on PUP. The 7th guy. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. If they keep 7. I don't know about Colin Johnson. He's probably not going to be ready. Yeah, I don't know who you got your faith in. Because, you know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. What's good, man? What's good, man? See you out there. What's good, Deception, man? What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, man. Fox is a great backup in depth to fill in rotation, but not as a starter. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. No less. It'll free up Dex and Leo too. Absolutely. See, now y'all understand what I'm saying, man. You know, one cog helps the other cog. This is a team game. So everybody looking for one cat to just go out there and dominate. But if Kayvon is cooking, Dex and Leo is cooking. If Dex and Leo is cooking, Kayvon is cooking. If Aziz is cooking, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because Dex and Leo are doing their thing. So it's going to work in tandem and in conjunction, man. Our only thing is we need to keep these guys relatively healthy, and the guys that do have to step in, like Aziz, not like Zimenez, like Tamon Fox, they have to be able to hold it down and do their job, man. But year 2 in Wink Martindale's system, I do think we could definitely do that, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate Bryce Ford Wheaton. That's what I'm thinking about. Thank you, Koof, man. Bryce Ford Wheaton, and I think that's going to be the 7th guy. It's going to be Bryce Ford Wheaton, man, because they like this kid, man, undrafted free agent. He is explosive, pause, but I do think that Bryce Ford Wheaton is going to be probably that 7th wide receiver, because if we're talking about Shep and Robinson being on pup, let's go through it again. Campbell, Hyatt, Slayton, Hodges, Jeff Smith, Jamison Crowder, and Bryce Ford Wheaton. Those are the 7th. Those are the 7 wide receivers. When Shep comes back, you're probably going to see them bump Ford Wheaton or Crowder down. And then when Robinson comes back, the other one to get bumped down. But I do think the Giants keep 7 wide receivers this year. What are y'all thoughts, man? How many wide receivers y'all think the Giants are going to keep this season, man? Coach says Colin Johnson. Yes, Coach. He could make the roster if he's healthy. I'm not sure if he's going to be healthy right now, man. And I don't know if he really fits what they're trying to do from a wide receiver standpoint. So, but we'll see. Jeffy T, what's good, man? What's good, man? If any of you guys want to come on the panel, like I said, I'm cool with chopping it up, just me on here. It ain't no big deal, man. But any of you guys want to come on the panel, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Hit the link, come up. We're going to chop it up here. It's about 1 o'clock or so, and then we're going to get off, man. I know basketball's coming on today. Yeah, special teams. Jeff Smith's a special teamer. Koof, man, you know what I'm saying? But that's ultimately what the back end of roster guys going to have to do. Going to have to play special teams. So you're looking at guys like Jeff Smith, even Bryce Ford Wheaton, to contribute on special teams. They could use a guy like Hyatt. I've heard they talking about possibly using him as a punt and kick returner, which I know Giants fans, we hate that. We hate it, man. But guys have to, this team has to explore all their options, man, because we don't get no juice at all in the return game at all. When's the last time we had a decent returner? Was that Dwayne Harris? Man, get somebody out there that can at least make a couple defenders miss, man, and get us to the 30, 35 or something. It's been bad out there, man. Sills is still out there floating with the team. Yeah. I don't know if you guys followed me last year, but I don't have a lot of faith in David Sills. There were fans last year that wanted David Sills and Alec Bachman to make the roster over Slayton, and I had to fight with those fans. So I don't respect what David Sills or Alec Bachman can bring to the New York Giants. They are right where they belong, which is on the couch. Jeffy T, 85. Appreciate you. Jeffy T says Slayton, Campbell, Hodgins, Robinson, Shep, Hyatt. If your 6 is healthy. Yeah, if healthy. But you're going to take 2 of those off rip, Jeffy, which is Shep and Robinson, because they're not healthy. So Crowder and Johnson make it because of injuries. Smith for special teams. Yeah, I'm not so sure about Colin Johnson, though. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think a guy like Bryce Ford Wheaton, who is a taller guy and faster than Colin Johnson, I think he might have the edge on a guy like Colin Johnson if they like right. Jeffy says it, but he's a wild card. So if they like Bryce Ford Wheaton, I think he could be that wild wild card that makes the roster, man, over a guy like Colin Johnson, or hell, even if Shep's help, he might make it over Jamison Crowder. You know what I'm saying? depending on how they feel about Shepard's health. So look, man, I do think that this wide receiver room is does have a lot of depth as opposed to last season where we were just struggling to get guys out there, man. But Aziz is an assistant cook, but his oven's not heating up quickly enough. Need more propane for I'll feel you too, though. Yeah, man. He is an assistant cook, man. You know what I'm saying, man? But he could shake and bake in that kitchen, man. When he on point, you see what I'm saying? But yeah, he just, like you said, he just ain't heating up quick enough. They keep 7 because of injuries. Yeah, I agree, Jeffrey. I think they keep 7. Most definitely. Yeah, I don't see him keeping 8. That's too many. It's gonna be 7 because they can probably get guys like Bryce Ford Wheaton, or Jeff Smith or somebody like that to the practice squad if they needed to. Every one of those guys can't be trusted to play a full 17 games. Nah. That's why they got so many of them. Joe Shane and them ain't stupid, man. Joe Shane and them ain't stupid. I told y'all that last year with Darius Slayton. I said the reason that they needed to keep Slayton is because the guys you guys are counting on, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Kenny Galladay, they not going to be on the field. And sure freaking enough. I hate being right about stuff like that, man, because I want this team to perform and I want us to have a good offense, man. But Jeffy's right, man. You can't count on these guys to play a full 17 games because they just ain't built like that, So you got to have a bunch of them. So when one go out, you can just swap them out. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody's like, well, why do the Giants have all of these receivers that have the same skill set? Because that's the kind of offense they want to run. They're not running the Dallas Cowboy Chuck and Duck Jason Garrett offense with Dez Bryant when you needed this big X receiver that can high point the football and go up and make 50-50 catches. That's why Kenny Galladay wasn't a fit for this offense. They want a bunch of speed guys. So if you got one speed guy that goes down, Slade Campbell goes down, you put in Slayton. Hyatt goes down, you put in Ford Wheaton, and then you got your slot guys, because they're going to go long, and then they're going to have intermediate crossing routes. So you got your slot guys like Shep, Hodgins, Robinson, Crowder, Barkley, if you want to put him in the slot. Waller can play this in the middle of the field. So can Daniel Bellinger. So that's the kind of offense you're going to see the team run. Big explosive plays with some of these guys down the field, and then when the defense starts to play back because they scared of the long ball, then you're going to kill them in the middle with crossing routes with Shep, Robinson, and etc. So that's where we at. Colin Johnson has pretty much the same type of player by the small sample size we've had for both players' eye test. Yeah, Colin Johnson could be another player they put on a PUP list or something like that. I don't know how many players you can put on PUP, but he might be in the return game. None. Exactly, man. None, man. Like, that shit pissing me off, man. 3 starters will be Hodgins, Campbell, and Slayton barring injury. Yeah, I think you're right, Jeffy, because they're not going to put Hyatt out there right away. We all say Robinson and Shep won't be ready. At least I don't think so. They could be, but I don't think so. Our return, yeah, it does suck, man. It does suck. Pre-Seals or Seals Army, yeah, that was a joke. Preseason Warriors, the preseason Hulk Hogan, we're pat at. Crowder making the team. I think he makes the team, Jeffy. If Shep or Robinson aren't ready for the season. I highly doubt Wanda Robinson will be ready for the season. Sterling Shepard could be ready for the season, but we all know, what I'm saying, he's one walk away, literally one step away from being back on the injury list. So I think they will want to kind of keep somebody like Crowder around just in case. And I think they can put him on a practice squad even, Jeffy. Say they don't want him on a roster. Say they just sign him to the practice squad. If he can't get another offer with another team, that's something else that the Giants can entertain. Just put him on a practice squad if Shep and Robinson are healthy. Colin Johnson on the milk carton right besides Ellison Smith. At least I seen Colin Johnson in the preseason. I ain't even seen Ellison Smith in the preseason, dog. Who is that guy? Who is he? Oh, shit. I think Shep has a better chance to be ready than Robinson. I agree, due to the time of injury, but a whole lot of unproven players at wide receiver. Can't really trust any of them. Facts. Got speed, but consistency still lacking at times. I agree. They keep 7 because Justin Jameson Crowder will be more special teams guys. Yeah, but they could have to play offense too. That's the thing. Yeah, Paris Campbell, he's another one. Can't stay healthy. A bunch of them because some of them are gonna get hurt. Plus Waller too is another guy. We don't know, but see, we got Bellinger. Danny Bellinger stayed. Danny Bellinger did pretty well last year. So you also have Lawrence Cager. He kind of plays that, I guess, poor man's version of, or could be a poor man's version of Darren Waller. So you gotta remember they do have him too, Lawrence Cager. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want that guy out there blocking or doing anything like that, man, because that's gonna be a disaster. Don't see Wandell being ready for week 6. Shep could be ready for week 1. What's good, Chris? Appreciate you coming through, brother. Yeah, I don't see Wandell being ready either. Shep could be ready, but again, man, I'm so torn with Sterling Shepard, man, because I don't know, man. His health is is really a concern. It's a concern to me more for him as a person than as like a football player. It's like, man, my guy, you need to really think about how far you want to take this football thing, man, because you can't stay out there, man, and you could, could jeopardize your long-term health, man. That's my concern with Sterling Shepard. When Sterling Shepard's on the field, no problem. None at all. You're not going to hear NYG22 say no bad things about Sterling Shepard outside of him not being able to stay healthy. When he's on the field, his locker room presence as a leader, his team presence as a team leader, is amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Shane, Brian Dable, and the New York Giants and the New York fans love Sterling Shepard, man. But Sterling Shepard has to consider his long-term health. He has children. I do know that. So, Shep, man, if ever you watch this, man, just think about your long-term health, man, and don't risk that, man, for football, for a paycheck for football. You know what I'm saying? But Ricky Sims, yes, another one, man. Who is these guys, man? Talk to me, Michael. Who the hell is these dudes, man? Goddamn mystery man out here on the Giants, man. We got Ellison Smith. Who the hell is that? Chris Myrick. I do know who Chris Myrick is, man. He's solid. I ain't gonna lie, man, especially as a blocker, man. Don't want him playing a crazy amount of snaps, but he's a solid player, man. Chris Myrick is solid. Got Danny Bellinger, yep. No chance, no chance. Robinson is ready. I agree. He got hurt late in the season. Shep, I would put him in, not rush him back. I agree. I just say start Crowder, man. Look, Jamison Crowder ain't the worst. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you still got Barkley. So let's do this, y'all. Let's look at the schedule real quick. Do this. Let's look and see the timetable that Shep could be ready. Okay. I got to pull it up here. I'm going to do a share screen, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all in the chat, man. Y'all keep it going, man. I love this, man. This is awesome. we're gonna do a quick screen share, and we're gonna show you. I'm just gonna show you the Giants schedule. All right, go back here. Make sure everybody can see that. All right, hope y'all can see that, man. Hope it's all good. Now check it out. So we talking about what was he at? Robinson. All right. So I think my man said what? Week 6. So Chris. So Robinson won't be ready before week 6. Say Sterling Shepard is ready. Say they want to keep Shep off the off the field for a little bit. Let him get healthy. All right. Dallas game. Okay. Say you don't have either one in the Dallas game. All right. It's Dallas. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Arizona, you should beat them regardless. San Francisco, that's going to be a gritty game. And then say they come back. So you got this Sunday. Okay, say Shep. You got Thursday night, and then you let him rest these first 3 games. And then you give him a full week because the Thursday night football game, San Francisco, 21st. Say you give him the full week to the next Monday night game against Seattle to get healthy. And you bring Shep in right here, this Monday night game against Seattle. Them first 3 games, man, you can go with Jamison Crowder. You can go with Jamison Crowder. You got Barkley. You got Slayton. You got Waller. You know, those are probably going to be your main weapons in that game. You got Daniel Jones, you know, so Coach says they go with 8. You think they go with 8? You're gonna be cutting somebody on the DB room or somewhere or another if you go with 8. And remember, if you go with 8, 3 of those guys gonna be special teamers. So I don't know, Coach. You know, I respect your opinion, obviously, but that's a lot. That's a lot, man. Plus, we have to see what other positions might need. Right, Jeffy, you don't know, man. They could have an injury in the the defensive backfield or at the edge position or on the offensive line, so we don't know, we don't know, man. Shep is the New York Giants hype man. Yep. I agree. But doubt they got that much. Yeah, that's overkill, man. I agree. That is overkill. Put too much in the sole position. Yep. Ricky Sills. I don't know who these guys are, Jeffy. I do not know, man. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. Crowder makes the team for no other reason than special teams and wide receiver 5 and 6. Crowder could be your slot guy, your backup slot guy. If they want to use Isaiah Hodgins in that role. I want to see Isaiah Hodgins improve his game. He did very well last year, man, but he's a young guy as well. Let's see him get better. Let's see him improve his route running, improve his ability, to find the soft spot in the zone. That's something that Sterling Shepard, I expect to be teaching guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, to be teaching guys like Isaiah Hodgins, even Jalen Hyatt, some of these younger guys coming in here. We should be high on Bellinger. When he got eye guys and missed games, our offense will change negatively. Yes, I do think Daniel Bellinger is going to be a main part of this offense, but he's going to be tight end too. He's going to be the blocking tight end. He's going to be the tight end, to get those little first downs, to be that kind of security/safety blanket, so to speak. But Darren Waller is going to be your main receiving threat, man. Darren Waller can run the route tree, so I agree. Crowder's a death piece. I hear y'all, man, but don't be surprised if old Jamison Crowder's out there, man. Unless you want to put a guy like, who else could you put in the slot? If you got Slayton and Campbell on your outside, Hodgins, or Slayton and Hodgins, or Campbell and Hodgins, however combination you want to do it, who's going to be your slot guy? Is it going to be Hodgins? You know, you counting on Shepard to be there. So good. We got Pat in the chat, so maybe Pat can answer this question, man. Our coach. What's good, Pat? What's good, man? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. So check it out. If you don't have what's his name? Shep or Wan'Dale Robinson, who plays the slot? Do you put Isaiah Hodgins in the slot, or is Isaiah Hodgins more of an outside guy? That's who I thought he was. Maybe more like of an outside guy. I guess it's the wide receiver. So who do you put in the slot if you don't have your two slot guys? And if what the fellas is saying is that Jamison Crowder, they looking for him to be more of a special teams guy and not really play too much on offense. So who gets the slot duties? You know, who gets the slot duties? You know, that's the question. He could. You could see. I got the schedule up here, Jeffrey. You could see Wan'Dale Robinson come back after the bye and come in those last 5 games of the season. That could be Wan'Dale Robinson's season right there. Now, it's interesting, man, because I have an article up here that says Wan'Dale Robinson could be a breakout candidate for the New York Giants. Y'all want to see that article? I'm going to show it to you. But let me get to a couple comments first, man. Can't rush it back since it happened towards the end of the season, and he'll need time to get his legs back under him. I agree. Won't even need a Crowder guy. Campbell, Slayton, Wilder, and Hodgins. Okay. Who's playing the slot then? Is it Hodgins? It's got to be Hodgins. Because, I mean, I see Campbell and Slayton as outside guys. Crowder isn't playing unless there's injuries to Campbell, Hodgins, Slayton, or Hyatt. I don't think they're going to put Hyatt in right away. So I would say, yeah, it's got to be Hodgins then. I'm guessing it's Hodgins. So cornerback is in the same boat with a lot of unproven and injured guys. The cornerback room, I'm going to talk about just a second. Let me finish with these comments. Crowder is the return guy. Yeah, he could be your slot guy too. Jeff Smith is your gunner. Yep, I could see that. That's how they make the team. You can put anyone in the slot. Can you? You want to run the slot with Slayton and Campbell? I mean, I guess you could technically, but we'll see. Y'all still gonna lose to the Cowboys. Man, get out of here, man. Ain't nobody think about no damn Dallas stinking Cowboys, man. What's good, though, cuz? What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, man. Jeff Dennis, man. That's my cuzzo. What's up, man? What's good with you? I went camping last week and think I saw Bigfoot in the Loch Ness Monster and an alien. Nope, it was Ellison Smith, Ricky Silver, and Sam Bill. What happened to him? What happened to him, man? All these mystery giants. Guess they call them the New York Giants for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? Sasquatch type shit. Are we sure Campbell's going to be primarily on? Didn't the coach use him in the slot? If so, I would expect the Giants to use him in the same way the coach did, but still, he could be. That's why I'm asking y'all. You know, this Giants conversation, I don't know everything, man. Y'all tell me. Y'all talk to me. I know a lot of y'all, you know, play football, you know, study the game more than I do. So that's what I'm asking is Jeffrey says the same thing. Campbell's the slot guy. Okay, so cool. So Hodgins going to be on one side. Slayton going to be on one side. Campbell going to be in the slot. Let's do it. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? I just figured that they brought Jamison Crowder in here for a reason. I thought that maybe since he was using a slot in Washington and with the Jets, that maybe they might want to use him in that same way here with the Giants as an insurance policy for Robinson and Shep. Campbell plays the slot and Slayton Houses plays the outside. Okay. Slot wide position with the Colts when they had Pierce, Pittman. Yeah, okay. Hyatt over Hodges. I think they want to bring Hyatt in, kind of ease him into the offense. Let him get his route running. Now I want to talk a little bit about Hyatt. Let me stop the screen for a minute. So Jalen Hyatt, a lot of people say that Jalen Hyatt, like one of his things is his route running or whatever. Well, they didn't ask him to run a lot of routes in Tennessee. You know, I watched some film on him, and they didn't ask him to like do the whole route tree. You know, so it's not like he can't run the route tree, as he wasn't asked to do that. And when you're not asked to do that in college, you have to get used. You have to basically you start kind of from scratch. You know, if they want him to run a dig or a you know, an outside route, you know, an outside dig route, or a drag, or you know, a double move or something like that. He has to learn that at the NFL level, because he wasn't doing it in college. And since he's just going to start learning it at the NFL level, it's going to take him some time to kind of perfect those moves. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about your shiftiness, the movement in your hips, you know, for you to be able to be deceptive as far as route running is concerned. So only reason they signed because they didn't know, right? And that's why I thought that they would. He's going to be. That's why I figured he would be the one they would put in if those guys aren't ready. But we'll see. We'll see. Several receivers are versatile, play both based on situation, schemes, and defensive personnel. Right, coach. You know, he could play both. They could even use Saquon Barkley in the slot. They could go two tight ends, use Darren Waller in the slot. I mean, they have options. I get it, y'all, but I just thought that Crowder might have played more of a role, since you have two injured receivers and you have Jalen Hyatt just learning the game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm guessing if Campbell is healthy, Slayton's healthy, Hodgins is healthy, they should get to start over Jamison Crowder. Route running combo is very controversial. I think when it comes to route running, I think it's something you can learn to be better at. I think the best route runners, they just have that, they have it in them. But I think you can learn to be a better route runner. We see a lot of speed guys coming to the NFL, and they don't necessarily know how to run routes. Some of them just they don't learn. You know, they don't learn. You know, as much as I like Slayton, you know, he's just a guy that's gonna be kind of an average route runner. You know, he's not. I don't think he's garbage. Obviously not. You know, he's productive, but I don't think he's necessarily gonna has that skill set to get the tedious nuances of route running down pat, like a guy like Sterling Shepard. You see, you know, Sterling Shepard, you know, probably is the best route runner on this team by far. So, and he's not the most talented per se. It's just how, you know, the deceptiveness and, you know, what makes him a good route runner. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these wide receivers can play most positions, not necessarily classified as slowly slot or outside wide receiver guys. I think is what coach is saying, Jeffy. It's like, what are you asking these guys to do? You know, what's the skill set? What can they offer you if put in a slot? You know, what can they offer you if you putting outside? You know, so we want to see the different skill sets be used accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily need to have, you know, Darren Waller, you know, play the outside all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or Saquon Barkley, whoever. You can move these guys around. I get it, you know, but for the most part, you know, this coaching staff does look for versatility, you know. So I get it. These guys can play multiple positions, but what are they the best at? What position are they the best at? Because you want to put the guy in the best position possible. Am I right or wrong? Y'all talk to me. You want to put the players, your players, in the best position on the field. You don't want to put, just because Sterling Shepard can play the outside. We know this. We've seen the Giants do this in the past. Just because a guy like Sterling Shepard can play the outside does not necessarily mean that's the best position for him to play on the football field. He is better suited to be a slot guy. We had the same conversation with Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson. These guys are slot guys. You know, can they play the outside? Yes. A lot of receivers can play the outside. A lot of receivers can play the slot, because if I'm drafting a wide receiver, I'm not going to tell you all you got to do is just play on the outside. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that receiver may not be the best position for him to succeed in, and you may want to consider putting him in the slot or in the backfield or whatever have you, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like Wan'Dale Robinson, I expect Wan'Dale Robinson to be used in the backfield when healthy, you know, with some trick personnel, some trick plays like that. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I get you can move receivers around, but I want my receivers to be in the best position possible to succeed. Crowder's coming off a serious injury. Yeah, I get it, man. It seemed like all of them coming off serious injuries, Jeffy. So, you know, just add him to the list. If he gets separation based on speed, does he need to be a great route runner? Just needs to be good, okay? Yeah, right. You know, and some guys don't have the speed to get separation, so they become good route runners like Sterling Shepard. You know, so good point, no Mets. They can find ways to bracket his speed on defense. That's just where his route running needs to become an asset and not just use his speed to get open. Facts. And that's what I'm saying, man. I for sure don't want to see Shep playing outside. Right. But he has, and he can, you know, but that's what I'm saying. You know, just because we have these guys and we can move them all over the place doesn't necessarily mean that that's the best position for them to be playing. All right. Let's talk about this defense a little bit. So I'm going to show y'all something. Pull up the screen here again. And shout out to Coach Ed, man, who sent me this article, man. I do want to share this with y'all, man. Get y'all fired up a little bit. Right here it is. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me show y'all this. So this is let me see if I could load up here a little bit. Pardon the ads. This is Google. Defensive rankings updated 2023. So this article is from ProFootballNetwork.com. Just want y'all to know this is the guy who wrote it, Arif Hassan. He's an analyst. So offenses control the modern NFL, but defenses help good teams become great. We project the 2023 season to provide the NFL defensive rankings. So, Giants fans, check this shit out. All right. So we're going to skip all this. Look, if you guys want to read the article, it's up there, ProFootballNetwork.com/defensive rankings. So, first of all, they say the Jets are going to have the best defense. Y'all want to argue with that? The Jets. We project the New York Jets will have the best defense in the NFL 2023. They ranked 6th in expected points last year, but have a great chance of having the best corner duo in Sauce and DJ Reed on the back end, with improvement in the secondary with Chuck Clark. Yada, 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 yada. So the Jets are having the defense, the first defense. All right. So as I go down the list, I'm going to do this really quickly, so just be patient. The Dallas Cowboys, they think they're going to have the number 2 defense. I know my cousin in the chat, Jeff. Dallas, they got y'all at number 2. We'll see. They saying Stephon Diggs, Stephen Gilmore, yada, yada. So they putting a lot of emphasis on the corners here, if you see with the first 2 comments, all right? San Fran, number 3. The Commanders, number 4. Okay, so second in our division, all right? Commanders, stout defensive line, we'll see. All right, we're going to say Eagles, number 8. So, all right, so 3 NFC East teams right now, Can't argue with that. Eagles got a pretty good defense. All right, now we're going to scroll and find the Giants here. This is where it stops. So we took care of the NFC East, and the other New York team is over us as well. These jokers right here got the New York Giants, who by Pro PFF have the best defensive line in the NFL as the 29th ranked defense. The Giants had a glaring hole at cornerback that they fixed with Deonte Banks. They fixed their glaring hole, you fools. So what are you talking about? But they still got work to do at that position and at safety. Is Xavier McKinney on this team, or did he? Chat, Giants fans, is McKinney still on this team? Yeah, I thought so. So we got work to do at safety. We got Dane Belton. We got Bobby McClain, who we took from the Commanders, who they had number 4 in defense. We got their guy, one of their best defensive players in the secondary, and added him to our team along with our safety that was teetering on the Pro Bowl, along with Adoree Jackson, who was a top 10 corner when healthy last year, along with arguably the best cornerback in the draft. How in the hell do we got a hole in the safety, in the secondary? Okay. Without a strong projected unit at linebacker and only a modest pass rush, despite the excellent names there's reason to believe the Giants will stay about the same defensively. So they constantly contradicting themselves. Oh, they have the names and we're projecting their starting linebacker unit, but we still think they ain't gonna do shit. And get your ass out of here. Who are you talking to, man? Do you even watch Giants games? Do you even know who we have as our defensive coordinator? He ain't mentioned that. So you see the disrespect the Giants get? Yeah, Coach, this shit is funny. It's fucking hilarious, man. This shit is hilarious, bro. 29th? You got the fucking Falcons over us? Excuse my celebrities. Oh, the Falcons haven't had a good defense in their entire franchise history, I don't think. Oh, boy. So despite us fixing our glaring hole at corner, despite us having a top 10 safety, despite us having Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeau, we don't have no pass rush. And despite us having the top defensive line in the NFL. We the 29th defense, man. I'm telling you. Wow, they reaching, man. They really reaching, man. Just the disrespect, man. Let me sleep. Yeah, man. They sleeping on this squad for real, man. This is goddamn hilarious. It really is. 29th. So we're gonna remember, y'all take a note of this shit. I ain't gonna let this motherfucker right here. He's not gonna get off the hook. Mr. Hassan. So that's your man right there. Arif Hassan. That's who says that your New York Giants gonna be the bottom of the league on defense. Let me leave this guy alone though, man. You know, he's entitled to his unpopular opinion, just like me and you are, yo. You know what I mean? So, but that shit is funny to me. I ain't never. I mean, there's been years where I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be bad, man, but this ain't the year, man. You know, we could, in my unpopular opinion, have one of the best defenses in the NFL, man. If all goes according to plans, you know, I don't see us being at least middle of the pack, no less than middle of the pack, man. You know, with the potential to be a top 5 defense. That's the ceiling. The floor is like probably middle of the pack. How can this defense be that bad again? And it's not even like we were bad last year. You know, we just got ran on, you know what I'm saying? Most of the year. We wasn't giving up a whole bunch of explosive plays and teams just going up and down the field on us. Hell no. Nah. So I don't know where these guys is getting this BS from, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. This is crazy, man, coach. I can only, to write the story and say the defense is bottom 4 in the league. It also rips at the work. Right. Like, he ain't mentioned we signed Bobby O. None of that came in. He didn't mention nothing about the defensive line. He said corner, but he said we fixed it. And he said that the pass rush ain't going to be there, basically. Now, you could argue about the pass rush, but if we fix the corners, how the hell do you think the pass rush ain't going to do something? Do you watch football? Don't the front end complement the back end and the back end complement the front end? Ain't that how it work? So we got good corners. You don't expect us to get no sacks and have no pass rush? And if we have good pass rush, you don't expect our corners to be able to hold up because they're going to have to hold up a lot less longer? Use your mind, man. Come on, man. I don't watch no damn football, man. For real. And I'm not even a football expert. But my man, Coach Ed Gladney he's a coach, a real one. So, yeah, it's disrespectful. Definitely, man. Definitely. I just got into sports betting, and if the sports world continues to sleep on the Giants, money, yeah. I bet they ain't have us making the playoffs last year, so put your money on the Giants. I am. For real. I always put a light bet on the Giants, you know, a $10, $20 bet. Because if they make the Super Bowl, we'll be fucking rich. And you never know when this team going to make it. Because nobody expected us in 2007. Nobody expected us in 2011. So you don't never know when the Giants is going to go on one of those runs, man. So, yeah, it don't never hurt to put a couple dollars on the New York Giants, man, if you're a real Giants fan. You know what I'm saying? Because his team could be good. You know, they really can be, man. You know, and I do have faith in Daniel Jones and in Brian Dable and in this coaching staff. You know, can't wait till this season gets kicked off, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the Cowgirls week 1, man. So can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? And Yeah, man. But this has been good, man. This has been great, y'all. We going on an hour and a half. I'm gonna shut it down here. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today, man. We covered everything, man. But look, Giants Conversations is gonna be 11:45 Sunday throughout the NFL season. You know what I'm saying? We are gonna be your pregame show for the New York Giants on Sunday. We're gonna be your football show for the football action on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So keep it locked here. I may or may not do this leading up to the season because we not gonna have a whole lot of content to cover every single week. But what I will tell you guys is go subscribe and like this channel. You know what I'm saying? And stay tuned because we do a show called Heart of the City every Tuesday at 8:30, and we cover all the New York teams. And we even get into a lot of the other sports topics that's going around in the world, you know. So that is where you're going to get most of your Giants content until training camp. When training camp hits, this is going to be your place every single Sunday for your Giants content. And you're going to keep it locked here, and you're going to keep it locked to the Big Blue Crew. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be on calling the games, Lou, Pat, Joe, right after I get off. And then you're going to catch Mac the Giants fan with the aftermath for your post-game action. So we got y'all covered, man. Big Blue Crew, man. Shout out to everybody, man, that came through in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? But you can catch me, myself, Coach Ed Gladney, NYG, Jeffy T, 85, and the whole Big Blue Crew, man. Tuesday night, 8:30, Heart of the City. But until next time, man, I'm gonna leave y'all with the Big Blue Crew outro, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to all the members of the Big Blue Crew, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my sponsors. I should have played the commercial, man, but shout out to Go Travels for all your sports travels needs. Shout out to, man, might have let me do this shit real quick, man, since we ending the show, man. But y'all keep it locked here, man. Until next time, man. We'll see you, man. If I don't see y'all soon, man, definitely keep it locked, man. As soon as training camp starts here in July. Matter of fact, we might do something. I think the mini camp is in June, so we might do something coming up at the mini camp. You know, we'll give you a little preview there, and then we'll come back with the full schedule, man, once training camp starts, man. But y'all keep it locked here, man. Till next time, this NYG22, a.k.a. Unpopular Opinion Sports, man. Peace.
Shadow Worlds Radio, a radio media outlet. The Read and Attack Show, Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Go Travels, the go-to for all your sporting events. Wise Consulting Solutions, the wise choice for a better future. The Big Blue Crew, the best damn sports network on YouTube.
This is a Big Blue Crew production.